it's Tiffany, and today I am doing a video on how I organize my jewelry. So most of you know, my sister and I own our own jewelry and clothing line, and so I have a ton of jewelry to play with and to organize. I need to find stuff quickly, and so I wanted to show you guys how I keep it all organized in my office. So starting over here, I did want to mention that everything that's out is current collection. I do have a lot more jewelry because I keep all of our past collections, but those are mostly kept in drawers. Some of past collection is out because they're my favorite pieces, but most everything is current collection, so I know what's currently on the site and it's easy for me to grab and check when I need it. And so these T-stands are really easy for me to look at my necklaces. I really like having these because it's just easy to take on and off, and you know, you can slip it right off, or you can take a piece like this and kind of hook it behind here, and it's just super easy to keep everything organized like that. The next thing is the neck forms. So the neck forms are obviously great thing to keep your really big statement necklaces. So this one is a new piece that we just launched. And then this one is a favorite. It is from a few seasons, but it's still on the website. It's a bestseller. It looks amazing with like a t-shirt and jeans or a blouse. It's just one of my favorite pieces. I like to stack my necklaces because obviously I have a lot and I don't have enough room to keep them all. So a lot of my stuff is layered. Next, what you'll see here is, obviously it's in this mirrored tray because I like to keep a couple different elements in my office to make it interesting. And so I've got the two bracelet holders right here, and I try to keep them organized so that it's really easy for me to grab stuff, especially when I'm wearing it. It's easy for me to mix and match, and so obviously the silvers and the golds, the rose gold, and then the druzy is here. I love, you know, statement bracelets. I love stacking bracelets. So this is a really easy way to see my bracelets. And when I want to mix and match a couple pairs, it's really easy for me to find. This one is also a new one. This one is a lot of fun, and it's really big, so I keep it in here, but it's super cute. We also have it in gold. And here's just the same bracelet stand, except for this one holds all of my pave bracelets and my more classic bracelets. And like I mentioned, this one is our new one, and this one is in gold. So what you'll find is that I like to keep things in their own little spaces and containers so that everything stays a little bit more organized. And so this little box, my sister got it for me. Believe it's from Anthropology, but it's a favorite because there's 4 slots, so I can separate everything that I need to. So here is some of like the silver jewelry that I wear a lot. I like to keep it easily accessible, especially the rings, so I keep that all in here. Here are some of the more trendy kind of earrings. So these ones are like the double pearl, and then there's gold ones, and then there's these really fun bar with like a little tassel behind it, a little pave diamond. And so I like to keep those together so I know like that's where all my double-sided earrings are. And then when you go over here, this is some of my more dressy earrings and such that I like to wear. These ones I actually wear a lot, and so that's why I keep them out, because then they're easily accessible and I can find them easily. I can't stand like looking for earrings and digging through piles of stuff, so I like to keep it all out. I got this tray at an antique store. I like to look out for these little vintage trays whenever I go antique shopping, just because they're really pretty and they hold your jewelry really well, and they just look great, you know, sitting out either on your bathroom or your nightstand or on the table like I have. So my office is a little weird because there's a closet that is just a really weird closet. It goes into deep and then the door doesn't open up all the way. I know it's kind of weird. So instead of putting actual closet shelves, I put in a dresser. And so I got this dresser from IKEA, and it actually holds all of my jewelry in the drawers. And I wanted to show you these hooks are a really easy way. These are just the little plastic 3M hooks that you can get at Target, and these ones hold all of my long necklaces. And since it's kind of hidden away in the closet, it doesn't create a lot of clutter, and I really just like that it's, you know, they're not tangled up, they're really easy to get to. So this section is a little bit harder to film because it's right by the window, so it's super backlit, but bear with me. I just wanted to show you real quick what the setup looks like on the other side of my office. Obviously I keep my shoes, some of my shoes here, and then the jewelry is up on the windowsill. So let me get closer up and I can show you what's in there. So here's what's on the windowsill, another neck form with a couple more necklaces. This T-stand right here holds some of my more delicate pieces. These ones especially get tangled really easily, so I like to make sure that they do stay on the neck forms, and I like to kind of keep them all together. Same with over here. There is a couple statement pieces mixed in, obviously, because these ones are they're not worn as much, but I do like to keep them out just so that I see them and I remember them. And when I'm doing stuff for my business, it's nice to have all of the styles that are on the site out so that I can see them and remember them in case we're doing a special promotion or whatnot. Just bringing these in closer up so you can see how I keep these organized. So these are also a lot of the earrings that I wear a lot, and I like to keep them out and to be seen. I feel like when you hide your jewelry, you don't really remember what you have. So I like to keep everything out so that it's seen and that I can remember that I have it. So these wing earrings are one of our best sellers. That's why we have them in a bunch of colors, and it also comes in a smaller size. That is also one of our best sellers and one of my favorite earrings ever. And then these ones I like to keep on our cards just because I think it looks a little bit more clean and pretty. And some of the earrings just sit better when they're on a card. So like these ear crawlers, if they're not on a card, I kind of forget because they get lost in the jumble of things. And so I like to keep them all. Same with like these ear cuffs too. So the last thing that I wanted to mention is this antique jewelry box. I found this at another antique store that I go to. I love looking for these kind of antique or vintage jewelry boxes and trays and stuff just because I think they're so pretty to hold jewelry in. These styles in here are actually our newest styles, so I like to keep them all together so that I know that these ones are brand new onto our site, just because my sister and I work on collections ahead of time, and so we have a lot of new things that are not yet on the site, and so when you work with that many styles, you forget about what is already on the site and what isn't. So I like to keep keep the pieces that are, you know, releasing soon or just launched in one little area so that I remember it. So thanks again for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. If you have any questions about any of the pieces that you saw in the video, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. You can find any of these pieces at tandjdesigns.com. I will talk to you guys on my next video.